a quarter.
He always does. Damn. I'm gonna tell you one thing though, and Lee, you and I had a long talk the other day. I got to watching after they did the State of the State. I got to watching the next day SCE TV.
That's before they implemented here.
The
You're
House.
really bored, weren't you?
No, but you and I haven't had a chance to talk. But
I'd give 'em a
they
call.
are filibustering
For
for an education bill that's in the Senate right now. And
Right.
dude, these two guys went on it for 2 hours, and
They went at
I
it?
just kept saying. I told Lee, I said, you know, the last person I would ever want to speak at my funeral is Kevin. I can't remember, senator from. I think he's from Beaufort.
Oh, Tom Davis.
Tom Davis.
Yeah.
What were they?
Wow.
What was they talking
they're,
about?
They're filibustering over a new
Teacher
educational.
bill-
It's
teacher
actually
bill of rights.
it's actually a pretty cool bill.
Teacher Bill of Rights. I actually negotiated.
It's really really cool.
I negotiated the deal to get us past that amendment, thankfully, because we were going to be there for a couple of weeks doing that.
From my understanding, it's basically protecting the teachers. Is that?
So Tom Davis, the senator from Beaufort, wanted a teacher bill of rights, which laid out 8 or 9 different rights which they would have in the classroom. Couldn't have a disruptive student, didn't have to do abusive paperwork, yada yada yada. And then he gave a cause of action for which they could go to court and enforce it. Okay, and then the chairman of education, Senator Hembry from here, which is also a really good guy and cares about education, he said, I'm really concerned about giving a Bill of Rights to a group of state employees when the corrections officers come along and want a Bill of Rights, and state troopers come along and want a Bill of Rights, and
Open a can of worms.
Yeah,
Then.
and then everybody has the right to go to court because somebody says I had to do too much paperwork. It might shut down this school.
Yep.
I mean, if a bunch of teachers band together
That's a valid point.
in a union-like situation and say, they could keep this school in litigation for the next 3 years. So neither one of them would move on the deal, and I said, all right, I got a solution for you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do one. This was after 2 weeks of debating this amendment. So we're going to do one amendment.
insane.
We're going to do one amendment, which is just the teacher bill of rights with no cause of action, no going to court. That way, everybody that's worried about it can vote on it and can say, I voted for teachers. And then everybody that wants a cause of action, I'm going to give you an amendment that's got a cause of action. And y'all can vote on this. And whoever wins, wins. We can move past this amendment instead of having to sit here and debate it and debate it and debate it.
Burn up all your time.
Because we got to, we don't want to burn up all the time.
Dude,
So we did it.
it was all morning long. Like
Yeah.
literally, they left
Is it pretty heated, I bet?
Oh, it's terrible. And we had a couple thousand teachers there, and they were all up in the balcony, and they're
Well, just so you know, Tom Davis, everything he said,
Yeah.
You know, so when he talks, that's and you
like
know,
Mike Brady.
and you know,
Oh yeah.
huh?
Mike
And,
Brady.
and you know,
We know.
dude, I could not quit watching. I was like, it's like watching a train wreck. I just kept watching. But the senator that was up at the podium, who Lee was informing me is a employee of school districts. So I guess he does teach.
Fanning.
Huh? Yeah,
Mike
Fanning.
Fanning, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
We're getting ready to go
it was
live.
good. Okay. All right, cool.
All right, Fishnets, we are back.
Broadcasting live from St. James Intermediate School in Scipio Lane via the Toyota Tundra from Sparks Toyota, where the dealer's always in. It's that time of the year. Get out, take advantage of some of the incredible deals. It's January. Well, now it's February. Where'd he go? He's got to come in and do his
Yeah,
part.
I think he thought he was going to keep rolling there.
Well, hang
man.
on. I've got to give Mr.
he's
Sparks.
gone.
He
some
stormed
applause.
out.
He did storm out.
Tony, we need your marshals, man.
Hey, Tony.
He gone.
Okay. Hey, and my
And brought
marshal-
to you by Marshall's Marine, where the dealer is always in.
No.
I mixed the two of them. Toyota.
Every day's a boat show.
That was Toyota. Every day's a boat show.
Go to Sparks
Every day's a car show. at Marshall's.
That's right. That's right. They just had a baby.
Wow.
Bring them both up, or your vote is
Need a car to
waiting.
pull the boat.
It's like an El
All right.
Camino, half boat, half car.
So now we've got
You are needed, Tony.
See what happens when you're not here, Tony?
Jesus, Tony.
So, Senator
fumbled the ball.
Stephen Goldfinch has graced us with his presence this morning, and he gave me a call yesterday. We were on the way to go do our Get Frozen and Chase Shad at Santee yesterday, and had some incredibly good news for the and I made sure I put it on there. It's for the fisherman and for the scuba diver. Stephen, first and foremost, thanks for all you do up there, buddy. I know you're laughing probably deep down at me watching the Senate and the House of Representatives on SCE TV, but I find it interesting. And I also find that if I'm going to make any political arguments or conversation, it probably would be great for me to watch some of this every now and then, so I'm informed of some of the things that are going on. Yes.
Well, you would, next time we have a
You can slide that over to you. Put it right in front of you.
next time we have a fin, fur, feather debate, you really ought to watch because you would be interested in that. But yeah, so thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely.
So last year we started having this debate about the Clamagore, the submarine down in Charleston that's at Patriots Point. And we had a big debate on whether or not that Clamagore should go to Florida. It was being sold to Florida for Florida to make it into an artificial reef. The veterans obviously the Navy veterans had a big say-so in what was happening. They didn't want to sink it at all. They wanted to make it into a memorial. That would have cost the state somewhere in the realm of $10 million.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, just to get it in a condition, to get it on the hill, and then you got maintenance and management.
Now let's talk about real quick to explain. This is the submarine that's located at Patriots Point that's been there for as long as I can remember. When I was a kid, I think I went and toured it.
The Clamagore is what it's called. It's 311 feet long. It's a big submarine. It's got a 20-something foot conning tower on it still. Amazing piece of history. And so anyway, so last year we came to a conclusion that it was best, quite honestly, I came to the conclusion that it was best that we not sell that to Florida. It's a piece of our heritage and our history, and we not spend $10 million plus another 2 or 3 a year to put it on the hill. I thought it was best we make it into an artificial reef. So I committed $2 million last year for it to be sunk off the coast of South Carolina somewhere. And DNR and the Patriots Point Authority came to me this year and said, in appreciation for you helping us with that money last year, we're going to give you your pick of where it goes. And so it's going off of Georgetown. So we're putting it, it's a big piece of
No
ship.
doubt.
Obviously, it's got a 20-plus foot conning tower, so if it lands upright, it's got to be in a deep piece of water for it to clear cargo ships and whatnot. So we picked, it's going to be about 1 mile from the Vermilion, so it's going to be in the sweet spot for grouper and snapper and hogfish, and also for pelagics. It's going to be easily accessible to most.
And African pompano, which we just learned of a month ago.
Yeah,
They came off the Vermilion.
Yeah, shoot a lot of African pompano. Don't catch a lot, but I shoot a lot of them.
I had a friend catch 3 or 4 of them on jigs out the Vermilion about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, every time I've cut open an African pompano, by the way, we're changing the subject.
Okay.
Every time I've cut open an African pompano, they got these little baby octopus and squid. Not big ones, but little baby octopus and squid in their bellies. So I know what they eat on a regular. They got these big eyes, so they eat at night.
Right.
I think
You like to feed them steel, though.
I
Cold
do.
steel.
Yeah, right.
He don't care if they're hungry.
Spring steel. Yeah.
Cold steel.
Yeah. So it's going right off of Merle's Inlet in Georgetown. We're excited about that. It's going to be right in our backyard, place that everybody knows, or at least most people know, and I think it's going to be good.
Do you think that when it does happen, like with CCA stuff, is it going to be, will they publicize, okay, we're going to take it out today?
Yeah.
People will be able to go watch it?
Yep, they
Because
will.
I've seen a 60-foot ship go down, and that was pretty awesome to watch. I can't imagine watching a 300-plus foot submarine.
311, 311-foot submarine with a 20-foot conning tower. It's going to be pretty incredible. It's going to be a great fishing site, and the more substructure you have off of the floor, the better you have for pelagic fish as well. So if we've got a 20-foot tower off of the, it's already about 18 foot tall, the ship itself.
Right.
And then you got a 20-foot conning tower, so you got nearly 40 feet of superstructure. So it's going to be a fantastic piece of bottom for pelagics and for bottom fish.
Well, as somebody who keeps his feet on the deck of fiberglass, do you guys go like swimming into these things when you're down there?
Yeah.
You really do?
So
Wow.
I'll tell you an interesting
I would be
story.
freaked out. I mean, I would be freaked out if I got into a small confine. I was freaked out in this submarine when I walked through it at Patriots Point. I can't imagine diving into it.
So I'll give you an interesting. Everybody knows the Vermilion. Almost everybody's fished there or dove there at some point, but almost nobody penetrates the Vermilion. And I think that's because it's just scary, right? I mean, when you go in, lots of divers have gone inside the various shipwrecks around here, but when you get inside the Vermilion, there's 3 floors where there are holes cut into the side, square holes cut into the side, and there's daylight in those 3. and then you go down one of 4 different staircases, and it turns pitch black, and you got 4 more floors to go
Oh, man.
below that where